Let me know if you've heard this one. Show, don't tell. This simple but effective phrase has the ability to make a story suddenly seem like it's amazing or like it's holding your hand, leading you all over the place. I mean, hey, words are powerful. It's a pretty important aspect of books after all. Still, can words be vague? And are they sometimes unhelpful? Oh, yes. Very much yes. Show, don't tell. Well, it's a book. It's not a TV show, and it's not in person, so it's not like you can point at something with all the eagerness of someone who wants to win at charades. Books are a written medium. Even if it's an audiobook, it's still not showing anybody anything. We literally can't show, with the exception of books having illustrations in them. But that'll be a topic for another time. Even still, those won't show everything. So how, pray tell, can we show without telling? Well, I'm going to offer up a tip that I think slash hope works in my books. Sometimes I like to think of myself as science-minded. That might sound random, but it means I enjoy experimenting and having tests. I also like proof, and that's it right there. Proof. To me, this is a way to battle against that claim that you only showed and didn't tell. I'll give a few examples. First up is something that I see a lot in books and TV shows or movies. That's about relationships. In books, the narration might say that someone is somebody else's best friend. On the screen, a character might say it verbally. No harm done, right? Nobody got horribly mangled? I mean, not yet, but when the story is over and I've seen no actual proof of that friendship, my heart feels a little mangled because I was promised buddies and received none. You can think of ways to actually show their friendship. Maybe friend A shows their care by always bringing friend B's favorite snacks. They're not asked to do it. They just go out, come back, and suddenly there are pretzels. Not everything has to be a big, in-your-face, we're friends, got it moment. It can be sweet and subtle. It could also be bigger, like friend B supporting friend A through a really difficult time in their life. Now, quote-unquote, friendship isn't just a word written on the page. It's something that's been woven into the narrative and used to help develop the characters. Another big one is for the background of the world. I recently saw a show where the entire first episode was just an exposition dump about lore. On one hand, it's good to know. On the other hand, there is no way that I'm going to remember what the last 20 minutes were. Oh, it's been on for 21? Well, at least I have that first minute. This might actually be more of a me problem, but I'm sure someone else experiences this too. When the world information is just written out or stated, it feels like a lecture, and it's hard to absorb. The information doesn't have anything associated with it yet. It's just facts upon facts. This is why I'm giving examples right now, so I don't just keep talking about giving proof over and over without actually giving you anything to hopefully make this easier to process. So rather than that, what works best for me is to explore the world with characters. That's why having fish out of water characters is so common. That person is learning right alongside us. Rather than being given a dissertation about the eighth dimension that has bats, but only fruit bats, because the vampire bat started a war 10 years ago, we can actually go to that dimension and see how the poor fruit bats were mistreated. It makes the information stick more and helps us care more. As a writer, I like this too because I hate wasting time. I would not want to spend all that time creating lore that people aren't going to even remember. Finally, the last example I'm going to bring up is about character competence. I cannot count how many times I've seen shows where this character was just the perfect leader, or so smart, or so brave, and I cannot find anything to support those claims. They're always making great decisions. Win! Literally win because I am trying to find one of those times. That's a major pet peeve of mine. I feel like the story is trying to pull the wool over my eyes and make me believe a lie. If it's tongue-in-cheek, and the character is meant to be incompetent, but they don't know it, okay, that's pretty interesting. If it's genuine, that's less fun. Again, show examples. If a character is smart, don't say it. I mean, someone can say it, but also show the reader why. Maybe they're curing the common cold. That's impressive. Or they know a lot of facts about different areas of study. There are many forms of intelligence to explore. If someone's meant to be a good leader, you can show them taking care of their teammates, coming up with good strategies, and being brave. I'm under the belief that there's nothing in writing that can't be shown through examples in the story. If nothing else, this will help you fill out your plot. You're really cutting down on the possible word count if you're substituting all these fun scenes of world building and character development for the world changed and this person is great. Trust me. And you know I gotta do this to you, but I have an upcoming pirate novel. This will be out on the 1st of May and already has arcs open. It's up for pre-order now too on Amazon as an ebook, if you'd be interested in that. I try to practice what I preach. Like I said, I hope that I'm doing what I'm saying. I can't promise that everyone will interpret the story the way I do while writing it, but I can confidently say that since I wanted the captain to be a good leader, and the villain to be cruel, I have several scenes I can point to. Just imagine if you had to defend your book in court. If you could confidently do that, you're on the right track. And now that book court has been brought up, I think it's time to end here. If any of you start using this in your writing, I hope you have fun. I also hope you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't yet.